Imagine organizing an international trip for a large family. Now, multiply that effort. Melvin and Wendy Spectator, residents of Antrim Hills, are the parents of 3 distinct sets of nonuplets. That is, 27 children, ranging in age from 10 to 16, all trying to pack their bags at the exact same time. Before they even leave the driveway, their logistics collapse. The family hauls their luggage outside to load up, only to open the car trunks and find them completely packed to the brim with junk. Transporting this many people requires immediate, heavy-duty problem-solving. The parents instruct the kids to throw all the junk into the trash bins so they can actually load their suitcases. To move the entire family, they don't use standard minivans. They require 3 commercial-grade 2026 Toyota coasters, assigning 1 minibus to each 9-child cohort. When a family of 29 leaves home, the simple act of pulling out of the driveway requires 3 dedicated minibuses and a pre-planned loading sequence just to function. And physical logistics are only half the battle. During the packing chaos, Melvin and Wendy accidentally mispronounce the famous Mary Poppins word, saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious instead of its correct form. Hearing this massive, complex string of syllables triggers a severe psychological crisis in 16-year-old Maribelson. She develops hippopotamonstrosis squipedaliophobia, ironically, the 36-letter clinical classification for the fear of long words. Breaking it down reveals a linguistic monster. It combines the Greek hippopoto for river horse, the Latin monstro for monstrous, and sesquipedalio, a Latin term measuring 1.5 feet. Between securing commercial minibuses and actively treating a sibling paralyzed by polysyllabic Greek roots, the family's internal psychological hurdles prove just as significant as their physical luggage. Upon finally arriving at the airport terminal, the spectators immediately face bizarre external distractions. Outside the doors, they spot a purebred greyhound, seemingly abandoned after a career in dog racing. Looking at this photograph of a greyhound in mid-sprint, we see the anatomical mechanism making the breed so fast. They utilize a double suspension rotary gallop. During every stride, there are 2 distinct phases, contracted and extended, where all 4 feet completely leave the ground. Before they can dwell on the abandoned dog, a second distraction commands their attention. A local court broadcast plays nearby, showing the immediate sentencing of a driver named Robbie Walks. For operating a vehicle under the influence near the airport, the judge hands him a strict 6-year prison sentence. Attempting to maintain a normal travel itinerary is difficult when your peripheral vision is constantly flooded by abandoned racing hounds and live penal sentencings. Inside the terminal, the sheer volume of the spectator children brings the security line to a halt, with officers audibly shocked by the head count. But at the boarding gate, the parents achieve a brief, perfect peace. The 27 children are forced to share a single Nintendo Switch. To prevent chaos, they implement a rigid, micromanaged rotation, giving each child exactly 3 minutes to play before passing the controller to the next sibling. The order holds until the boarding announcement rings out for business class flight GC687. The destination is Alexandria, Egypt. The parents separate to fly first class, leaving the nonuplets grouped together in the business cabin. Once seated, the children divide complimentary snacks of Pringles and Leibniz cookies. Yet a heavy grief sits beneath the mundane snacking. Exactly 1 week prior, their pet bull terrier Bull passed away following a severe bout of epistaxis, the medical term for ruptured hemorrhaging blood vessels in the nose. From a single gaming console to the shared memory of a pet, these constraints create a quiet rhythm keeping the siblings organized in public. In the air, the children recline their seats to utilize the 18.7-inch entertainment screens. Rather than selecting standard airline movies, they bypass the entertainment to read grim global news reports. While casually eating plates of calamari and yellow basmati rice, the children read up on a recent level 8 volcanic eruption. As seen in this striking photograph of an active eruption, the scale of these geological events is massive. The specific eruption they are researching resulted in an estimated 34 million fatalities. From terrestrial geology, they pivot to researching extinction-level celestial disasters. They spend the flight reading about gamma-ray bursts, asteroid impacts, and wandering stars capable of destroying the solar system's orbital mechanics. These 27 children spend their transatlantic flight in business class, alternating between luxury dining and deep dives into the literal end of the world. With 58 minutes left until landing, the children begin their final approach procedures. This includes forcefully shutting all the window blinds. Because the family frequently appears in the news, the parents insist on the closed blinds as a strict security measure against potential abductions. The planes finally touch down at King Fahd International Airport. Inside the arrival terminal, the tension of the journey dissipates as they are warmly reunited with their grandma Irma. Traveling with a family of this magnitude requires a continuous balancing act. They must survive the external logistical challenges of moving 29 bodies, while navigating the deeply specific, phobia-inducing internal tangents of the children. As long as the entire group clears the arrival gate in one piece, the chaos was successfully managed.